It's always a colorful beehive of activity at this time of year in California. Harvest time, when hundreds of thousands of seasonal farm workers converge on the agricultural fields of Central California to reap the annual harvest of melons, cantaloupes, and other important crops.
We're in one of the greatest cantaloupe growing areas in the country. In fact, we grow about 70% of the cantaloupes in the United States right here. And there's a couple of things that make this possible for us. And these resources are important. They include water, soil, and our people. And our people are very important. They make it possible for us to grow and harvest this fruit. And so it's part of our job to make sure that our people are safe and well taken care of.
Yet there is a misconception that farming today is dominated by large multinational corporations, when in reality, the majority of farms are still owned and operated by family farmers and small businesses that don't have vast resources or corporate cultures. Family farms like that of Joe and Maria Del Bosque, who farm nearly 2,200 acres of melons, cherries, tomatoes, and cantaloupe in the San Joaquin Valley. As the children of migrant workers who now are successful farmers themselves, they employ nearly 1,000 seasonal workers each year in their fields and know the importance of providing for each worker's health and well-being.
All workers are very important to us. Many of them have been with us for years and years, so they are like family. We know many of them by first name, and we even know their families. So it is important. It's vital to us to have well-trained people come back year after year. And there are dangers in agriculture with machinery and so forth. And so it's important for us to make sure that they're working in a safe environment, that they understand the dangers, and they're well-trained to protect themselves.
But even with such a vital asset as a farm worker who needs to be protected, there are over 120,000 agricultural workers each year suffering disabling work-related injuries. It's no wonder that farm safety is just as important as the harvest when it comes to protecting this precious resource of people.
Without farm workers, the fresh produce, the berries, the tomatoes, all the wonderful food that we eat, we wouldn't have. But it is dangerous work. You know, in the United States today, agriculture is the second most dangerous industry behind coal mining. And so there's a number of steps that we need to take to make sure that these people are protected and go home healthy and whole to their families at the end of the day.
It was for this reason, to help farmers keep their workers healthy and safe, as well as to keep up with the multitude of changing regulations that California has in place to oversee farm worker safety, that a nonprofit organization called Agsafe was created. As a network of farmers helping farmers, Agsafe provides the training and resources needed to help farmers protect their workers, all while growing food in the safest manner possible.
Agsafe came about really because there was some increased demand due to regulation upon the industry. And the industry said, if we're going to step up and meet these demands and really do a better job, as opposed to having the government come in and telling us how to do it, we'll do it ourselves.
What we try to do is help farmers understand how they keep their workers safe. Regulations in the state of California change, like the weather, constantly. And so what we try to do is make sure that both the farmer and the worker know what the law says they need to do, and then more importantly, how to actually do it. So how do you ensure that you have shade for your workers? How do you ensure that you have cool water for them? How do we make sure that they've got bathrooms and that they've got the necessary precautions taken when they're actually working in the field to keep them protected from the elements and from the inherent danger that comes in this industry?
Whether it be by offering educational courses to farmers and workers in their Agricultural Safety Certificate Program, annual conferences, newsletters, and hands-on training, Agsafe prepares farmers to handle the most important safety issues that affect farm workers today. This includes such important issues as heat illness prevention and the need to provide all workers with access to shade and cool potable drinking water here in the field under the intense California sun. Agsafe also focuses on first aid, CPR training, disease prevention, handling pesticides and hazardous materials, and safety techniques for operating farm equipment like forklifts, tractors, and ATVs.
Most farmers are in remote locations, and these kind of resources are not readily available, but Agsafe makes that available to farmers so that not only can they formulate their own safety programs, but they also keep updated on new regulations and laws relating to safety.
Agsafe is dedicated to helping farmers protect farm workers. We do that through training, through resources, and more importantly, teaching them how to keep their workers safe.
And we're also talking about doing the right thing. We're talking about having people come to work and making sure they come home, and also being safe in a safe environment. So we've come a long way. We still have a while to go, and we are getting there in the state of California.
Today, as a statewide nonprofit organization, Agsafe serves all segments of California's diverse agricultural industry. Its impact on farm safety has been far-reaching.
Agsafe provides us with all the resources that we need to make sure that the people are well trained in all kinds of safety. Safety with pesticides, because there may be pesticides on the crops, safety with machinery, even food safety. So absolutely, we are not safety researchers, so Agsafe provides that for us.
California's agricultural industry is thriving today because of training and safety measures provided by Agsafe. With the need to ensure farm worker safety as well as regulatory compliance, Agsafe is helping by fulfilling its nonprofit mission of minimizing injuries, illness, and fatalities of one of America's most important resources, its farm workers. To learn more about how you can get involved in protecting farm workers, go to agsafe.org.